What we thought we would do is square up against each other. Square up, actually, give them a line.
You can do that. It's just we're just trying to get your pictures out there on the Twitter feed so people start to know who they are, and then maybe someone will start cheering for you, maybe they won't, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
If they know who you are, they can't do either, can they?
Yeah, Benjamin.
Where are we going, son?
Oh, let's not, I don't even mind if you want to do that at all. It's quite funny, except for except for I can't get the bloody phone. No?
Ready?
Yeah, go on then, go for it. Superb. Thank you very much. Good luck to both of you.
Your sheets here along with your scoreboard.
did. Oh, I know. I didn't say anything. Incredible.
Okay, afternoon everyone. We're underway in a first round, or a last 32 pro match. There was a couple of prelim matches, but this is first round for these guys, I believe. I caught a glimpse of the first frame. It looked like Ben had a good chance, ran out slightly out of position, and Christian was able to capitalise and get the first frame on the board. He's got a good chance here. He's probably going to want to finish on the gap between the red and black and finish on the one just below the black. Take this one to the left middle and just drop it through. May have. Oh no, he's perfect. It looked like on the stream it looks like he might have gone too far, but absolutely perfect. It's a good finish from Christian, made it look very easy. Once he got on the red below the black, it was sort of plain sailing. No. Okay. So it's race to 8. This pro match, so plenty of time for Ben to get involved. It's only 2-0, but doesn't want to sort of let it slide too much. Wants a good break here and a good chance. Oh, he's hit that brilliantly. Caught that really square. That last roll at the bottom left corner where the red covered the yellows made it slightly tricky down that side. If that had pulled up, he might have had a dabble at yellows. But be interesting to see which way he goes now. There's only one awkward red, but he hasn't got an obvious opening red. Sorry. But going for that plant, it's probably nudged yellow slightly, maybe slightly easier. I don't know. Anyway, probably, although Christian probably hasn't got an opening yellow now, so may still be going reds. Just been joined in the commentary box by Chairman Kev Barton, the man that's causing a stir this weekend.
what's all the fuss about?
You must be excited just to get some of the information out and let the world know what's happening.
Yeah, it's don't know where to start really. Yeah, it's been a while in the planning, and obviously we've had to keep everything under wraps. And there was a lot of speculation yesterday with what we were going to announce. Obviously, when people saw the stream table, how it had all been expertly wrapped in the Coral logo by Alan Yates. So yeah, I think there was a lot of speculation what we were going to be saying, but I think we've stunned a few people. I think, and I guess the hard work starts now, really.
You've done a lot of hard work to get to this stage as well, but it's more exciting hard work now, I suppose. It's
Well, as we've discussed, Simon, the challenges are going to be completely different now. It's fair to say we've had our challenges, particularly around money. No great surprise there to anyone, but we've battled through, and we've now overcome that, and now the challenges are going to be even bigger and probably harder to deliver and to meet and manage everyone's expectations of what's going to be happening over the next few years. So
I think having chatted to a few of the players yesterday, the general feeling amongst the players is excitement and shock, I just feel like straight after the sort of the presentation, I spoke to a few of them, and they was just a bit blown away by it and excited by what's to come. So I think everyone's interested to know more when more's released and when more information is available, when more details are decided, because not a lot's been decided yet. There's a lot of exciting decisions to make.
Yeah, I probably don't say too much, because I know Dan's tied me down to asking me a few questions.
Okay.
I'm not sure what time. I think we're doing it about 6:30, 7 o'clock, something.
Okay. We'll focus on this game and just say well done, and that's.
It must have been quite good, because even Ronan McCarthy broke into a bit of a smile. So, breaking news.
Yeah.
Great game here, though, in the Pro.
Yeah. My victor from the Open, I played Ben this morning in the last 1-2-8, and he beat me 7-4. Looked in decent touch. I wouldn't say flying form, but certainly solid. Couple of really good finishes.
Just looking at the table, we had quite a few comments about it. I mean, in terms of the wrapping, it's absolutely superb, and that's a great double there. But I'd be interested in people's views who are watching on the stream, how they think the green cloth goes with the blue surround. We had quite a mixed view on it as to whether does it go or not. So I'm interested in people's opinions on that one.
My opinion would probably be then maybe not the best. They should go together better than they do. But I think it looks great. So I mean, I just think it looks so fresh and vibrant.
Well, thankfully I've been rescued, so our returning, what's his title? Has he got a title for this weekend? Our returning budding pro golfer, Dan Rush. We're just trying to get him signed up for next year. He's proven a tricky customer to get tied down. He knows he wants to come back.
I think a lot of people are going to want to come back.
Oh, that's unlucky. I think he's just holding out for a better contract. But we know he wants to come back. we might even pay his green fees for the year. Anyway, I'll put you back in the capable hands of Dan Rush, and I'll see you later, Simon.
What time will you do it? Are you going to have this sort of Q&A, just so people on the stream, if they want to tune in?
I think he's put a post on Facebook. I think he said around 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Okay.
But we'll no doubt Dan will put something up. It may well be after this match.
Okay, we'll plug it when Dan's on. He knows the time. So
we may have about 3 viewers for that.
no, I think there's a lot of people want to understand more. So be good.
Wick, no pressure then.
No.
Got it.
Yeah. That's a great effort from Ben there. Very aggressive shot, but he was sort of getting a little bit behind tactically, so tried to sort of push the boat out. But of course, if he makes a double, he's a legal shot. I knew full well he was making the red. So.
Hello, Simon.
Hi Dan, how you doing? How's your day going? You doing a fair bit of commentary today? You've been watching a bit?
A little bit of everything, really. I'm sorry, I'm out of practice. You see, I got that. I coughed into the mic and then breathed away. Got that wrong, haven't I? Yeah, just keeping an eye on proceedings, bit of commentary, bit of when Dave wants a bit of a rest and looks after this, he's showed me how to at least update the scores and export it to the stream. What an amazing setup we got here.
Yeah. Is this the first time you've seen it since...
No, I've seen it a few times. It's just, it always impresses me.
Yeah.
That's just gone a bit awkward here now. Gonna have to slice this back into the left centre pocket.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the natural angle is taking the white. Because a lot of left-hand side needed on this.
Oh, it wasn't as thin as it looked on the stream, I don't think. That's well played. I don't think he's got... No, he's got a good angle, I think. It's just having a look to going away from the black a little bit.
I've just done on everything. Excuse me, sorry about that. I'll concentrate in a minute. I'm just very disappointed in Emperor Kevin Barton, who's just used my charger to charge up his iPad and taken my phone out. And so that means I can't answer any questions that you might have through the stream.
He's finished a little bit thinner on this black than he wanted. Bit of pressure on this one now. It looks like he went for the double, because by going for the double he was leaving, if he missed he was leaving it slightly trickier than if he went full-blooded for the cut. But with the black going safe, it gives Ben a couple more options. He doesn't have to be too aggressive if he doesn't want to be.
No, I can't see Ben going for the finish here. Yeah, I can't, that's better. I can't see Ben going for this finish. He just doesn't seem the right thing to do. I'm going to have to go and just get away from this microphone for a second. Oh, it's brave at that pace. He's played that very well.
Yeah, the shot Ben played, the yellow coming across, sort of cut down the options that Christian had. He didn't have too many things he could do.
Well, she's never bothered about options. They just see one finish.
Yeah, this isn't finished nice. It's,
I think
yeah.
with Ben's power, he's got enough angle there just to get up. You can see from the side camera that he's got Well, he's got into that a bit funny.
Yeah, that was a tricky one to use. You're getting into it too much, and if you sort of punch it through, you might not get enough on it. So, tricky shot.
And a big double into the top bag. That's not really. Interesting one for Philly here.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced he went for that.
If he's played the safety, it's a brilliant shot.
He couldn't have played it much better, could he?
No. Oh, this is going to set over the middle, is it? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Christian definitely played the right shot 2 shots ago. And that gives him a 3-frame lead.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the whole match. I missed most of the first frame. Ben's had a couple of chances as well, so which kind of makes it feel a little bit bigger. If Christian had just come out with 3 dishes, then Ben would just be thinking and waiting for his chance to get into the match.
Yeah, surely mentally damaging is when you've missed a couple of chances, it's harder to lose a frame.
Yeah. I haven't been keeping that close an eye on the Open scores today. I've been out and about playing my own games and whatnot, but I think both Christian and Ben are now out of the Open today, which is part of the reason why their pro event's been put forward onto today's match, onto this afternoon.
I'd only just appreciated this was a last 32 pro game.
Yeah, so we're playing a race to 8 rather than 7. I think the schedule for the pro event was to try and get 8 pro matches played this afternoon. Obviously, it depended on which players made it deep in the Open to which matches we could put on.
We're down to the last 16 stage now in the Open.
Yeah.
Couple of interesting ties. I saw Jimmy Croxton was playing against Simon Fitzsimmons. That's sure to be an Open game.
Yeah, I saw. I think Jason Twist was 4 or 5 nil up on Simon Ward as I was just watching that match as I came in, and I don't think Simon's done anything other than break. I think it was every frame was off the break, dry or off his own break. Jason looked like he was in fine form.
It's nice to see Twisty really putting out what he can do. You know, this is one of them games where as long as your eyes stay in good nick, you know, there's no reason why you can't play until your dying day, you know, so...
Yeah.
Twisty rolling back the... I don't say rolling back the years, because he never seems to have lost any form, but maintaining his fantastic form. Just needs to come back to be the right side of the red here now. Get right through it, not looking good. Little bounce would be nice. Just a touch awkward now, Si.
Yeah, it depends whether he doesn't want to have to jack up the white over the cue, so he would like to be able to roll this on and off the cushion, but we can't tell from here what angle he's got, whether he's going to be cannoning the yellow or going close to the middle pocket.
Well, some of the yellows are going to be the way he wanted to stun down, but how he's going to get on it now, he might leave himself.
Yeah, there's that yellow that was in the way.
Yeah. Ooh, he may have got away with this. I'll just go and have a sneak peek as long as he doesn't get straight down on it.
He looks pretty happy about it. I think he's on this.
Yeah, he is. I had to get back to my chair pretty quick.
Yeah. There's a wry smile on Ben's face, so sort of gave it away.
Well, he'll have been relieved when he got down on that white.
Yeah. He must have known he was going very close to that yellow. He probably even thought he knew he was cannoning it and just hoping he was getting the cannon he wanted to sort of knock the white down the table. But he was very close to snookering himself.
So you said you were playing your games. How's your weekend gone so far?
Did okay in qualifying yesterday, but I actually played Ben Davies in the 128 this morning. Lost 7-4. not the greatest game from either of us, to be honest. But I missed a couple of bad mistakes towards the end, and he took out a couple of good finishes. So fair play to him. And so far, so good in the amateur. Just waiting for my next match later on this evening.
Have you any idea who that will be against?
I'm playing Matty Challen, who won the previous amateur event in Glasgow.
That's a good.
Yeah,
it's a good water test for your game. See where you're at.
Yeah. I know Matty a little bit because he goes to a few of the tournaments I go to locally. Lives a few hours away from me, but we tend to be at the same tournaments from time to time. And so I played him a couple of 3 times, and always good games. So look forward to it.
That's refreshing to have somebody who isn't in the professional ranks to kind of sit here and discuss his game in a positive sense.
Yeah, there's too much. Too many people lose a game and they lose their head too quickly and then toys out the pram sort of thing. It's the standard's so high in the amateur ranks that you just have to accept whatever happens, and all you can do is play well and take your chances. It's not always that easy to not get frustrated or annoyed with it. I know that I can do, but I try and keep that to myself and not in public.
Definitely not in public when you're presenting.
Yeah. So Ben's finished. If the red by the yellow doesn't go into the middle, he's got a real problem. Even if it does go into the middle, he's slightly tricky on how to get onto the last red.
I think you're looking at his cueing it with top and right, going to get past the yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not particularly good fun.
No, I don't think the red's gone up, and it's not making it awkward at the top of the table. So, should really good chance for Christian to. He doesn't need to do it in this visit, but to certainly go 5-0.
With the skill shot available to Ben, though, I mean that those 2 balls on the cushion are still presenting a problem. So you might be able to develop one here.
And he does play the skill shot very well.
Mm.
He played 2 of them against me earlier, and one of them was to win the match. It was a brilliant shot. So.
He's not played that great, hasn't Philly? Because he needed to stun into it and get the white to come down the cushion. Now he's end of.
I don't think he was trying to cannon that ball. I think he was trying to avoid it and cannon the one by the middle. He's caught it so full.
Yeah,
so there's less of a need to cannon that one.
I think this is. Well, it looks to me like he's just playing into these. He's not going anywhere special. Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be disappointed with that one.
Yeah, I mean Ben's probably going to take this one down to the bottom right corner first. And you can get straight on the because you want to be quite straight on that.
It looks a tricky.
Shot.
It looks a tricky skill shot. The way it's set up.
It is from there. If you can get behind it, it's quite a bit easier. The problem, one of the problems is where that yellow is. He's just going to make it difficult to get the white down the table after he's played the skill shots for the black.
Yeah.
So he might end up leaving himself a long black. Also, he's going to have to play this with a bit of side because I think natural angle is taking the white ball not too far away from the middle pocket.
Yeah, it depends how close he feels he wants to get to the red.
Mm.
He could just sort of float this in and leave the white a little bit longer on it. You probably want to be as close as possible though, with it being a tough skill shot. He obviously doesn't like the skill shot because I think he would take it on if he felt it was a good chance to make that. I think he'd have taken the skill shot on, so it must be tricky. Maybe the yellow sat more on the jaw than it looks to us.
I think Ben quite actually fancied that if you like, cannon cock hat double into the middle bag. I know he's a shot maker. I think he appeared pretty disappointed that he didn't get it. I mean that's confidence for you.
Not many would have seen it.
No,
he's disappointed he's not made it. That would have been a great shot.
Christian just needs to concentrate on making sure that he doesn't lose either of the 2 balls in play here. He's played it well. thin off this with a little bit of left hand side. The black does pass, I think, into the. No, obviously
Going the other way.
Going the other way. Safe either way.
Yeah. The key was to make a decision and not just sort of float it in. And see that happen too often and finish awkward.
So I think nobody will be more surprised than Philly that he's 5-0 up in this match.
Yeah. I'm sure they must have played each other a number of times in tournaments up and down the country, but especially in Wales. They must have played a lot. So. There is still time with it being a race to 8 rather than 7 for a turnaround, but it is reaching danger point for Ben.
The thing about Ben is he always comes across to me as a confidence player, and if he's lacking in that, or if he's lacking in belief, or a bit exasperated, he seems to find it quite difficult to come back to form. Now, that's not saying he can't, but someone like Simon Ward, who's renowned for his comebacks, Ben's going to have to dig deep here, I think, to give himself a good chance, and especially when Philly's breaking like that.
Yeah, I mean, Ben's already sitting there going, right, that's 6-0.
Yeah,
He's already written this frame off. Philly's got work to do, but this is as good as it gets, really.
The only slight issue I can possibly foresee, if Philly just catches the cushion before the 2 reds plant,
Could just send the red off. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. He's got the perfect angle for it, though, but he does have to be careful. Played it absolutely perfectly.
I'd be surprised if he takes someone over the pocket first.
It just depends on the angle. The way it looks, he may be able to roll through and leave it on the bottom cushion, but
Yeah.
I think
That was my first thought when I saw it. Is if there's a gap at the top, you just.
but that yellow looks pretty tight.
Yeah.
Not too far away from that top rail, so he's probably going to come back. Yeah.
Not far enough.
Ooh, it is close, isn't it? It is close. I think he might just be on it.
He can give it a little swerve, but that's gonna. If he has to swerve this, it's going to be very difficult to get good on the black. He is swerving it. No, he did just had enough to see it straight.
Ooh, how's she queuing? Over the edge of the yellow. He can get to the middle of the cue ball, should be okay. Very well cued, that is.
Yeah.
Interesting there, Ben just said first to 8, yeah. So he doesn't think he's out of it. He's not, that's good to see.
Yep. But he's going to need help from Christian. He's breaking, if he continues to break and play like that, then he's going to need Christian to miss a couple of chances.
And Philly doesn't look like he wants to, does he?
No.
How good does the table look?
Oh, I think it looks so fresh.
Yeah.
And it's just very vibrant. It's it's great to see, to be honest. The sort of first look of what's to come, really.
Good strike from Ben.
Didn't seem to concentrate on that break. He sort of smashed that with a bit of frustration, I think. But it's probably been his best break since we've been sat here watching.
He's not wasting any time.
No. If he hits the gap here, it should be okay.
Oh, he's just got to be careful doing these. They're so good to watch, aren't they? They're so exciting.
I This has been a tricky little finish, and he's done it in 35 seconds. A couple of very precise positional shots. And
I think that has to be the quickest break and clear I've ever seen.
yeah, I would like to see a clock on that one.
That was preposterous.
That was definitely an awful lot less than a minute. Christian won't be too bothered about that. That's you expect your opponent. You know, the fact it's happened in a minute, it won't bother him. It's still 6-1, and he's playing well, and it's his break. So he'll just be focusing on that.
So yeah, a lot of this, I don't know if this is contravention of laws in terms of sponsorship, but you see a lot of the, Jason Owen cues in the bottom left corner of our stream, so that gives me clearance.
Yeah.
You see a lot of these Jason Owen cue. What cue do you use?
I use a Jason Owen cue.
You do?
Yeah.
So he's relatively new cue maker, but
Yeah.
he's making massive strides.
Have you used any at all?
No.
No. The quality is very, very good. I've got to know him really well over the last couple of 3 years. He lives an hour or two away from me, and so I see him from time to time, and obviously on the tours and stuff. And yeah, he makes a great cue, sort of self-taught, if you like, but tried to pick the brains of some top previous cue makers, and really, it's really good stuff, to be honest. I was using a John Paris cue before, and started playing around with that as a snooker cue, and then started playing around with his as a ball cue, and came up with a spec, and he made it, and it was just instantly was like, this is exactly what I want. Very happy.
Ben's going to try and break his record from the previous frame.
That was even more ridiculous. I said a sentence and a half, and he's cleared the table. I think even Philly's laughing at that one. I think he's chuckling. That must be a combined table time of a minute, maybe just over a minute for 2 finishes.
Ridiculous. It'd be easy to promote this game if it was all like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There's some fantastic cue makers, I think Jason's made one of the most pretty cues. Is that the right word? Pretty cues. Yeah. I think I've ever seen. It was a cue that had like so many different splices in it, but it was all symmetrical, and it went right up the cue, and it was just pure rosewood, I think it was, and white wood. And it's just so pretty, honestly. And I remember it kind of, if a cue can go viral, it kind of went viral. Lots of people commenting saying, God, where's this cue? Who made this cue? And I think that really helped.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going for his record again.
Yeah. He's just trying to flow and let it all go, but that'll frustrate him even more, because hard work was already done if that goes in. And 6-3, all of a sudden, the game, it would have turned around in a couple of minutes, and all of a sudden it's match on. But Christian's in control of his frame now. Doesn't want to be straight.
Well, where the red is over the left pocket, he's okay.
He's okay, but he would have wanted to be able to just come off an inch or two. But, the way he's going about this, I'm assuming that the red to the far right goes past the yellow, so that'll probably be his last ball.
This is impressive stuff from Christian after being... I'd like to say he's been sat in his chair a long time, but he hasn't really.
He's been frozen out for 2 frames, which is 2 minutes, including racking.
It's fine, but I think he wanted to be straighter on that, really. You know, this isn't...
Yeah,
The black's only going to the bottom left, isn't it? So he's got to hold this now. And that just made the pot a little bit awkward. He's cued it well.
Yeah, I think it was getting straight on the previous shot. Made it trickier to get perfect on that last ball, but he's got around the problem nicely. Goes 1 frame away.
This has to be one of the quickest first to 8s I've ever seen. I think the quickest one I've ever seen. And this is genuinely, it was a first to 7, and it was I think Mark Selby against Ollie Bale in a competition that used to take place in Blackball.
Yeah.
And I think it was all of 23 minutes.
in a first to...
In a first to 7.
What was it? Do you know? Was it 7-0?
7-0 or 1. I think it was 7-1. From memory, that is. You watch it, won't have been Ollie now, and he'll be cursing me. No, it wasn't. I just remember. I think it might not have been Ollie. I think Ollie should have beaten Mark in the year he won it. That's why that story's coming into my head. I think it was against somebody else. But anyway, I remember it was Mark who did the quickest run off of frames that I think I've ever seen.
Just flying, just one after another, just
horrible.
Yeah, this has been an incredibly quick match, but also they had a couple of tactical frames. I think the second frame or first, I can't remember which way around it was, but one of the early frames was very tactical. So all the others have been very, very quick.
That's a strange positional shot. Unless he can't possibly have played for this gap off that. And if he's on it, he needs help. Oh, look at this. Ben will be cursing his luck there. If he's played for that gap, that's phenomenal.
Be interesting to know what he has played for, because there's not much else. Unless he was trying to... He had the option if he went too far, maybe if he's got the yellow to the middle. Then he can play the gap. Then he's doesn't have the gap to play for. He's where he wants to be. Because it was these 2 at the bottom of the table that were causing the problem. So I'd probably give him credit and say he was.
Phil is definitely going to tell you he was, even if he wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good angle in there to roll through. He probably ended up taking the next yellow into the bottom left pocket. Looks like he's got the angle to go past the black. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. Wants to leave it so that he can just roll the yellow into the top pocket and cannon the red.
Yeah, I'm not sure he can get straight enough on it. I think he might leave it a little bit too wide.
That looks alright to me.
No, you're right, he's okay. Just cue this one in and
scratching his head.
Maybe he's too straight on it and he's going to slide. Maybe he's catching too thin on the red and it was potentially going to snooker himself. No, he was perfect.
He just played that so well.
Yeah.
And we talk about Ben a lot here in how he took those 2 finishes off so quickly, but absolute credit to Christian, who's just played some great pool in this match to take a victory in a very quick game. And Ben's obviously disappointed, but I mean, you win some, you lose some, as they say.
Yeah, but Christian has broke well and played incredibly well, so fully deserved it.
Thanks, Simon, and we'll see you in the next match, maybe.
Yep.